What is up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video. So you can see guys that we have an official announcement here where Ripple is saying that RLUSD is going to launch December 17, 2024, which is tomorrow, right? Groundbreaking news. It is finally time that we can see XRP move. But let's take a look. Price is already reacting to this, as you can see, which was obvious, right? We knew that this would happen. And now it can break this kind of bull flag that it was making. I would not be surprised to see a $5 price for XRP because RLUSD is such a major thing that could inject so many liquidity into this coin, right? So here we can see guys, Ripple, the leading provider of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions, today announced that RLUSD will be available on global exchanges starting tomorrow. And I will show you which exchanges that is. Created with trust, utility, compliance at its core, backed by Ripple's years of experience working with crypto and the existing financial system. RLUSD will be initially available on Uphold, Bitso, MoonPay, ArchX, and CoinMena, with additional listings on platforms such as Bullish, Bitstamp, Mercado, Bitcoin, Independent Reserve, Zero Hash. RLUSD token is fully backed by US dollar deposits, US government bonds, and cash equivalents, designed to ensure its stability, reliability, liquidity. To maintain the highest standards of transparency, Ripple will publish monthly third-party attestations of RLUSD's reserve assets, conducted by an independent auditing firm. Now, listen guys, this is what you need when you launch a stablecoin. I do not know, honestly, if USDT is doing this, but this is such a major thing. Again, Ripple is working with the system. Remember guys, when it's working with the system, it's going to be used globally, right? Early on, Ripple made a deliberate choice to launch our stablecoin under the NYDFS Limited Purpose Trust Company Charter, widely regarded as the premier regulatory standard worldwide, said Brett Garlinghouse. As the US moves toward clearer regulations, we expect to see a greater adoption of stablecoins like RLUSD, a growing ecosystem supporting global adoption. Key RLUSD players include leading global exchanges. What do you think will happen with all these exchanges that are going to list RLUSD? What do you think is going to happen with XRP? And RLUSD itself is said to be actually spike and not even be $1 at the beginning. But tread carefully, please, because it is not safe to really buy RLUSD very quickly and hold it. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest, because a lot of things can happen in the beginning. But when it's online, when it's on the exchanges, when everything is stable, RLUSD will be $1, right? And you can see that price of XRP is already reacting. Like this was just now. Do you think Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin could challenge major players like USDT and USDC? What unique advantages do you believe RLUSD brings to the crypto table? As we just told you, right? USDT, and I'm not sure about USDC to be honest, but they're not really working with the system and are not regulated like RLUSD, especially because Ripple is behind it, right? Ripple went through regulation with XRP, so they know all the ins and outs, they know all the frameworks. So it's very good. It's very good that Ripple made this step. And as you can see, everyone is saying regulatory clarity, right? Ripple partners SoftBank to announce 100 billion US investment with real Donald Trump. Remember when Ripple hired ex-SoftBank director as head of public policy at the end of 2023? So here you can see that Trump is also making steps with this, right? They're saying to announce 100 billion in US investment to create more jobs. So what do you think they're going to do, guys? What do you think this investment is? Ripple CTO warns of potential supply shortages for RLUSD, urging caution against early FOMO as the stablecoin nears launch. Now, this is what I was talking about, right? Like, you have to be careful if you want to buy RLUSD. Just be careful in the beginning. CT will wake up. Ripple and its partners, QNB Group and StanChart, are collaborating to drive the financial revolution forward. Citi is involved, see image. We're at the very beginning of what the industry will become. There is a continued need for education of markets and regulators. Wake up Citi. As tweeted by David Schwartz, as you can see, they're working all together. There's so much evidence that what they're building is something so crazy, guys, that people cannot really understand what it is. Ripple CEO Brett Garlinghouse himself confirms Bitcoin has been a successful experiment, but not when it comes to payments. Let's take a look.
XRP and the performance of XRP compares with Bitcoin. Bitcoin today, as was said earlier, Bitcoin in many ways has been a successful experiment, but not when it comes to payments. The throughput of Bitcoin, both in terms of to confirm a transaction, often can take an hour. I think Tavis said earlier, you're not going to use Bitcoin to buy coffee unless you want to wait there an hour for it to confirm the transaction. And then the transaction cost would be pretty high. So your Bitcoin XRP and the performance of XRP compares with Bitcoin.
As you can see, guys, right? Bitcoin was the failed product, as to speak. Of course, Bitcoin is going up right now, and it's a great asset. I'm not against Bitcoin, but just to be clear, guys, Bitcoin is not made for payments. It's more a store of value. But it was initially made for payments, right? And that is what is happening right now. XRP is the real one. Brett Garlinghouse says XRP will outperform both PayPal and Venmo. He gives an example here where you want to switch from PayPal to Venmo, but it's not possible.
You ever tried to move money from Venmo to PayPal? You can't do it. You have to go Venmo back to your bank and then back to PayPal. The reason I start with that answer is, in a perfect world, what we see an interoperable payments network world of the future, where all payment networks are interoperable. The world we live in today, and I'm using PayPal and Venmo as the example, is highly not interoperable. What you're talking about, the U.S. Fed and the faster payments, that's a domestic clearing. We actually think, yes, that would be fabulous. Actually, Ripple was one of the kind of leads on that task force. At some point, though, you have to go from the US dollar to another currency.
So again, where XRP comes into play, guys, is where you don't have to do that, right? You can exchange immediately and fast. Here we have Air.Crypto Crypto telling us that target 1, target 2, and target 3, which is very interesting, right? This is for Bitcoin, by the way. If Bitcoin rises, it's bullish for the whole market. And it just started. That's the whole point. Personally, I think Bitcoin can reach 200K this bull run. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. The wait is over. RLUSD launches globally tomorrow. This was the statement made by Ripple 31 minutes ago. These are the exchanges where it will launch. So we are on the brink of RLUSD launching. So this is what CTO David Schwartz is actually explaining here about price of RLUSD. Let's take a look.
I'll share a detail with you just because I think it's kind of funny. There's like a lot of weird failure scenarios that you might not think of. Like one failure scenario that like nobody had thought of until late in the process was like RLUSD launches, and there are people who like, I want to be one of the first people to have RLUSD, so I'll spend $3 for one RLUSD. And like, what if there's a shortage because the mint burn like might not be able to catch up, and the price might shoot up, and people might think that it's like an asset that they could speculate on, and they buy it like hoping, and obviously it's going to come back down from $3 to $1 as soon as like somebody mints enough of it. And like, is that a problem? Like we just get all these weird situations, but we'll get it right.
Okay.
Don't buy it at $3 because you want to be one of the, if you want to be one of the first people to have it, you want to buy one, fine. But don't think, oh my God, it's now this asset that's going to go up 10x. It's not. It's going to come down to $1 unless something's very badly broken.
So yeah, it's just a stable coin, guys. That is what he's saying, right? That RLUSD will just be stable at one point, but not immediately. So be careful with that. So you can see 2.57 XRP is pumping like crazy, guys. And it's all because of the recent news of RLUSD. I am very excited to see what is going to happen. As we can see, it's breaking that bull flag right now as we speak. And as you can see, it's going for all-time high, guys, which is set here at 3.1, which is saying here 3.1. I think the all-time high was a bit less actually, but I'm not sure. There is an exchange where it actually hit 3.1. which we had a volume of actually 8 billion, if you can see that. 8 billion volume, guys, at that point, which the volume now is way more, right? And as you can see here, like the volume was way more, like it was 15 billion, 12 billion. So it's crazy, right? 8 billion all-time high. I think now is the time that XRP can go much higher. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.